only what everybody is unanimous about is that some of our soldiers fell in the water. Now, as of yesterday, there wasn't a drop of water on the Indian side of the Galwan Valley. It was only on the about 600 to 700 meters inside on the Chinese side of the Galwan Valley. I
Right.
suspect what has happened was that this disputed structure that people are talking about is the dam that was built by the Chinese. Not really a dam. We still don't understand how they managed to stop the waters,
Hmm.
which I
Hmm.
reported almost 2 weeks back. That they
Hmm.
went there on some kind of mission to destroy it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And today, when you look at the satellite images, the water flow has resumed completely. So
Right.
there's been a significant change in the status quo out there. The Chinese side doesn't add up on, uh, well, I mean, the Chinese version adds up, but the opposition's version in India doesn't add up. And I'll tell you why. They are now using this incident to retrospectively claim that, see, we told you there was an occupation of territory. See,
Hmm.
there was an intrusion of territory. Then it changed to gravity of the situation, and then and when this dichotomy is pointed out, they're like, you're going back into denial. See, the fact that a clash happened does not prove that they occupied your territory. And we now have enough satellite images coming out from Reuters, from Planet Labs, from Twitter handles, and everything that are simply not able to show by any measure which part of Indian territory has been occupied. Right? So
Right.
this is becoming highly problematic. You also have interviews dating back to 2010, 2011, and 2012 of the same people now claiming that territory has been occupied, saying that the LAC was always a fluid line. It was never a static line. It was always meant to be a fluid line because nobody knows exactly where it lies. So I'm
Hmm.
wondering what has changed in the 7 years that suddenly it's become a static line and everybody knows where it lies. Next, what you're seeing is that most of these same people who claim they have operational experience out there did not seem to know the arming protocols. All our soldiers, when they leave camp, carry their guns with them. It's
Hmm.
just that it is pointed down, the
Hmm.
magazines are removed and kept in your fatigues.
Hmm. Hmm.
It doesn't make any sense that this that they claim to know the area but still not know what the weapon protocols out there are. The third thing they did not know was that no troops going out there are given maps or told the exact contours. It is just visual memory that is passed on to troops, and it's done for a very good reason, because you are not, if you get captured, the information can be tortured out of you. Or if you have a map on you, even worse, then they know your bargaining position.
Hmm.
Because the LAC is a fluid line, it has always been a bargaining position, as my friend Ajay Shukla has said in 2011 or 2012. So the problem now is that you're seeing all these somersaults happen just to prove the Chinese have come into our territory.
Hmm.
Let us restate what we saw in satellite images, none of which has changed, by the way, with relation to this unfortunate, very tragic clash that happened. Number one, in Pangong, there is a Chinese road and Chinese infrastructure east of Finger 7. And that road was put there in 1999. It was asphalted over in 2004. And the
Right.
same people now claiming, and a base was built at Finger 5 and at between Finger 6 and 7, which they all claim is Indian territory and was in our possession,
Hmm.
at in about 2005, 2006. So
Right.
how is it that this road has existed for so long and India has never even attempted to demolish it if it controlled the territory? Number one.
Hmm.
Number two, if you go to hot springs, what we all agree on is that there is a significant build up of Chinese troops on the Chinese side, about 3 to 4 kilometers on the Chinese side, including vast quantities of armor, about 40 light tanks, and about 20 to 30 pieces of artillery.
Right.
And finally, the northernmost point, Galwan, where this unfortunate episode happened. What I have said for the last 2 weeks is that they stopped the waters, which is finally everybody else has now decided to wake up to this. And they had, in fact, come in about 100 meters or so for about 2, 3 weeks we pushed them back by the 23rd or the 24th of May.
Okay.
Now, the clash has not happened where we pushed them back. The clash has in fact happened quite deep on Chinese territory, simply if you go by the accounts of the water being released.
Mm-hmm.
This is what has happened right now.
Okay.
Going forward, we don't know. On the Indian side, it's do and be damned, don't do and be damned. If you don't do, Modi gets compared to Nehru in 1962. If you do, the Chinese industrial might is so much greater. There'll be great acts of heroism. We'll win a few victories, but ultimately this is going to be not like the North versus the South in the Civil War. The South had, in the American Civil War, the South had all the Iran, but the North had the industrial power.
Right.
And the Chinese, on the other hand, we can't predict. They're completely unpredictable.